So let's get to know him. So when the boss get back, we got some intel to offer.
Dwight is playing chess, and you're playing checkers.
Yeah, Goody, you're absolutely right. Stop playing checkers. Like it goes in this old saying, when the cat is away, the mice will play. They're gonna act more stupid now that Dwight isn't around. Anyways, the gang realizes they're in the crosshairs of the Dixie Mafia and each one of them could be next. Dwight briefs them not to do anything Dunmire related until they really know who they're dealing with. Not much after, the mobster himself receives a call from Musa to meet him for a mission. Naturally, the group is confused who's in charge now that Dwight has to go. Tyson is tired of waiting and decides to investigate how deep the Dunmire's operation goes and what they're up against. They go on a recon mission and enter one of the buildings they followed Cole into, just to stumble into a senior bingo parlor.
Ooh, that's a bingo!
Wait, what? A bingo game? This is hilarious. Even Cole seems embarrassed to be there. God, I love it. This series is so funny at times. It always comes off unintentional. Okay, so they're taken off guard. They decide to buy a stack and observe from within. Suddenly, Goody shows up, finally an adult in the room. You'd think. Goody tells them that the game is rigged, so they should cheat and blow up the operation. What the hell, Goody? What good is this gonna do? They're outnumbered and pulling some bullshit like that is not only gonna get them in danger, but also blow their cover. This trip was made to gather intel and report back, wasn't it? So they do it anyway, and actually get all the bingo numbers right. Cole refuses to pay them though, but gets reminded that the scam will be wide open if he won't give them their money. So they leave with the prize money, with big grins on their face. So they went on a recon mission in clown costumes, blowing air horns. It goes without saying that this is gonna end badly. Well, we'll see. Meanwhile, Dwight gets picked up by a self-driving car and totally freaks out. You have to understand, Dwight was rotting in jail for the past 25 years, so he's used to the 80s and the 90s. Back then, robots enslaved people and aspired to become president. So it's natural he doesn't trust them at all. The Manfredi arrives at Muso's and he's given the mission details. He's supposed to pass the FATS check to bust a big-time ruthless criminal in Texas. On the way there, they get stopped by a highway cop for speeding. Musso fumbles it, so Dwight has to fix it with a lawman. Weird. I wonder if this will be brought up later. Dwight arrives at the shop and finds the guy in question to be very polite and careful. He leaves him his name and a proposal to do business with him in the future. I think there's more to this case than a simple training exercise. Even Dwight is suspecting Musa to have a personal vendetta against this guy. Maybe he's using Manfredi instead of agents just to keep it on the low. If I had to guess, I would say Musa is not as connected as it seems, and the whole thing will eventually fall apart. Talking about suspicious behavior, Armand's wife shows up at the store and confronts Dwight's sister Joanne about if Dwight kidnapped her husband. Joanne tells him that Dwight didn't do anything. I feel either Musso or Quiet Ray are behind this, trying to put pressure on Dwight. They're the only ones who know about Armand. Dunmire is still too new with Dwight's crew to know about this guy, who isn't even around anymore. Anyways. At the dealership, Mitch is taking Cleo on a road trip in his old prom car. They rekindle their romance, but also the bullshit Cleo apparently pulled back in the day. Mitch goes along with her shoplifting at a gas station, but pumps the brakes once Cleo drives up to Dunmire's house to do donuts on his lawn. And it doesn't stop there. In a crazy fashion, she throws some booze at the doorstop and tries to light up Jeremiah's house. Whoa, she's crazy. I didn't know she had it in her. I was starting to wonder how well she takes the whole situation with her dad's murder, so she was shoving down the grief all this time. Mitch is pissed. He swears to break things off with Cleo if she doesn't get a grip. He tells her that they're gonna take revenge, but all in good time. You know, they might have as well ridden home on a unicorn. Looking at how Cleo gave in right away to Mitch's demands is crazy rare. And I don't expect her to go through with it at all. On the other side of town, the gang is celebrating at a strip club. They must think they're Axel Foley. Couldn't find a better place to get robbed, even if they don't run into the Dixie Mafia. Well, Tyson gets picked up by one of the employees and the rest is chilling. It doesn't take long and he gets a gun against his head mid-lap dance. Cole and his thugs take Tyson outside to interrogate him about the location of the Montague bourbon stash. He refuses to talk, but caves when they threaten to shoot a stripper. Of course the group is still sitting inside, not wondering why Tyson isn't back yet. They're really clueless. At least one of them must have been to a strip club before. It's not gonna take hours to get back from a dance. And don't ask me how I know this. So Tyson leads the bad guys to rob the stash. They leave with the barrels and shoot at Tyson in his truck's trunk. And since the Minecraft car is supposedly bulletproof, he survives it.
No. I'm going to leave them alone and not actually witness them dying. I'm just going to assume it all went to plan. What?
Ooh, the convenience. You know, they could have just shot him outside and put him in the trunk after the fact. I mean, come on. It's amateur hour. In the end, Dwight returns to find a beaten up Tyson at the empty stash. He swears revenge on the Dunmeyers, and the credits roll. And that does it for this week's episode. I gotta say, while I enjoy the series in general, a lot of stuff happens because the characters just act stupid. The smart guys don't help either. They're negligent or not around to intervene. Don't get me wrong, I still want to watch the series, but it's starting to remind me a lot of 1923, and I didn't finish that one because I was just too pissed off. Now that Dwight is locked in on Jeremiah and the team knows what the Dixie Mafia does, things should get rolling. I hope that the next episode we will see Dwight and the gang on the offense taking revenge on the Dunmeyers. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.